Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. May kwento ako sa inyo guys, no? Isang grupo ng mga kababayan natin dyan sa bandang Toronto. Nagrereklamo ngayon na scam raw sila ng isang staffing agency na nag-ooperate dyan, Filipino-owned. Ayun, kinuha ang kanilang pera, the usual story that we hear. Nangako ng Lamia, parang ang kanilang Lamia job na pinangako sa kanila is related to healthcare, no? At ayun, wala namang trabahong dumating at di na raw maibalik ang pera ng ilan. Kasi yung iba parang nag-a-attempt pa raw yung may-ari o yung contact nila dyan. Naguhulog daw pa konti-konti. Pero kulang na kulang pa rin. Ang problema dito guys, no, dahil siguro magaling na magsalita yung kanilang pinagkatiwalaan dito sa staffing agency na ito. They truly believed that a Lamia was going to be given to them. Na yung iba, hindi na naghanap ng paraan to extend their status. Actually, I think at some point, may isang international student na hindi siya na-consider mag-PGWP because talagang she was manipulated into thinking that a Lamia would come. Okay? So some of these people na nabiktima, have already fallen out of status dahil dito. Okay. Ang gusto na lang nilang mangyari sa totoo lang, makuha yung pera nila at uuwi na sila. Pero wala nahihirapan pa rin, ano? I think iba-iba yung estado nila. Some are seeking their status to be restored. Yung iba may status pa naman. But all the same, lahat po sila ay niloko, umano, nitong staffing agency na ito. At meron po silang pinadala sa akin na kopya ng kanilang complaint na kanila rin pong pinaplanong dalhin sa police para mag-file ng formal complaint laban dito sa staffing agency na ito. Uunahan ko na kayo, hindi ko po papangalanan yung staffing agency dahil una sa lahat, wala po akong side nila. And pangalawa, I will just let the police handle the investigation. Hopefully, okay, eventually or later on, magkaroon ng development dyan at i-report ito, no? At malaman nating lahat itong staffing agency na ito. But I also want to make this episode for, as always, awareness, no? Mag-iingat po kayo. Kahit pa kababayan natin yan. Okay, sa mga nag-aalok sa inyo ng Lamia Kuno. Okay? If it's too good to be true, then it probably is. Sa panahon ngayon, guys, didiretsuhin ko kayo, hindi madaling makakuha ng Lamia job. Okay, especially if you are sa low-skilled work na category, no? Mahirap po yan. Kaya kung kayo ay pinapangakuan na makukuha ko kayo, yan, meron na available. Nako, think twice, thrice, 10 times. Okay? Ang nakakainis dito, no? To me, the worst kind of scammers are those who prey on the vulnerable. Diba? Yung tipong, hindi nang mahirap na nga, alam mo yon, mawawalan na ng status, alam mo namang gipit sa budget. Yan pa yung mga niloloko ninyo. Ano ba naman? Diba? Wala na kayong puso, wala kayong awa. At ngayon, I am guessing, itong mga tao dito sa likod ng kumpanyang ito, malakas siguro ang loob, no, na, sige, magreklamo kayo. Sige, mag-file kayo ng police report. I'm just guessing, because they know na itong biktimang or ilan sa mga biktima nila ay natatakot actually mag-complain o lumanta dahil baka yung ilan wala ng status. They are in a somewhat weaker position to go after them. In a while, I will show you guys clips, no? Kinrap ko yung portions ng complaint na kanilang ipin-repair. But let me tell you, no, itong halimbawa yung mga ganitong ahensya. Yes, siguro yung batas dito sa Canada, maaring hindi kayo mapakulong, no? Alam nyo naman dito, ang isa sa mga nirereklamo, kahit dito meron kang kaso na matindi o seryoso, bihira ang nakukulong, parang ganun, di ba? Anyway, sabihin natin itong taong to, itong kumpanyang ito, yung mga staff nito, hindi sila makulong. but you can still be sued. Remember that. Kahit ang iyong mga kalaban ay mawalan ng status, you can still be sued. That could even be used as a reason for them to stay dahil dito nila tatapusin ang prosesong yan. Pwede silang bigyan ng status, alam mo ko pero hindi ko sinasabing gagawin nila to. But what I know is, if these people file, let's say, a case against somebody, there is a type of a permit that they can apply for. At ang kanilang isa-cite ay, huwag niyo muna akong paalisin dahil meron akong kasong final dito at gusto kong tapusin. Napagbibigyan po yan. Napagbibigyan po yan. I think that's even an open work permit eh. Okay, ang ibibigay sa kanila. Kung palagay mo, hindi ka makukulong, posible, pero pwedeng habulin ka ng compensation. Kaya, ayan, dito sa staffing agency na ito, no, consider just giving their money back. Kahit lalo ka pang mamroblema, 'di ba? Baka naman hindi nila ituloy ang kaso. Kaya nasa sa inyo 'yan, 'di ba? Hayaan niyo silang magkaso, sige. Mas stress lang din kayo sa prosesong pagdadaanan ninyo. Anyway, let me put up my titles and puntahan na natin yung complaint. I redacted some portions, okay? Nothing will be identifiable sa mga parties involved. Ang pumirma po sa complaint na ito ay, I think, a group of 10. 10. Okay? Hindi ko na rin po babanggitin ang kanilang mga pangalan. Ano? Ay, hindi ito yung first page. Yan. Okay. Ito yung kanilang letter. And I think ito rin yung dadalhin nila sa police, no? Dear officer in charge, we respectfully submit this complaint to request a formal investigation and filing of appropriate criminal charges for fraud, misrepresentation, and related offenses under the Criminal Code of Canada. Okay. Matters related specifically to LAMIA and job placement services ang kanilang nirereklamo. Ang sabi dito, we have recently confirmed that this agency is now non-existent, which raises serious concerns that it was used solely to appear legitimate for the purpose of collecting money under false pretenses. Okay, I don't know if this will be edited kasi sa totoo lang guys, chinek ko yung pangalan ng staffing agency sa Ontario Business Registry. Parang may active permit sila, no? To operate the business. I think what this group of people is trying to say is, tinake down na nila, no, nung kumpanya, yung kanilang Facebook page. Okay? Parang siguro, ang dami nangungulit sa kanila. And I am sure, hindi lang ito yung grupong naloko nila, no? Anyway, okay, balikan natin. Sabi dito, at the beginning of our dealings, the suspects presented the possibility of securing LAMIA-approved employment through their agency. And to encourage us to proceed, they assured us that all payments made for LAMIA or job placement were fully refundable if the application did not continue or if no employer was finalized. At yun daw ang nakapagkumbinsi sa mga kababayan natin. Okay, guys, huwag nyo nang i-judge, no? Ito yung mga kababayan nating na biktima. Sa totoo lang, it's very difficult to think straight when you are desperate for, you know, maintaining your status here. Okay? Sa totoo lang, huwag nyo silang i-judge. Even the smartest people can still be scammed. Okay? Pangalawa, yung part 2. Despite receiving funds, the suspects failed to provide any LAMIA documents. Walang employer information. Basically, wala talaga. And each time daw sila nag-follow up, ayon sabi dito, they gave excuses, delayed responses, or avoided providing concrete details. Okay? They continue to postpone and made repeated excuses. Itong naka-highlight na portion, guys, tignan nyo ito. Maliban dun sa pangakong LAMIA, in some or with some of the victims, inalokan pa ng umano'y investment scheme. Parang ang kwento ay, sige, total, hindi ka namin nakuha ng employer. Mag-invest ka na lang dito sa negosyo namin. I think dito sa staffing agency mismo. Nangako ng magagandang returns. Para at least mabalik siguro yung kanilang naibayad dun sa LAMIA. Diba? Nakakaloka, di ba? O sige, tingnan yung highlighted portion. In addition to Lamia-related payments, some of the complainants were also involved in separate personal financial transactions with the suspects, including investment funds with false profit guarantees. O, Canada to PHP currency exchanges and borrowed money or took loans using victim's name, promising to repay on specific dates but failing to do so. Okay? Ganito po ang nangyari sa at least isa na nakausap ko. Sinamahan pa daw talaga siya mag-withdraw nung pera. Okay? I think the lender was some type of a loan shark o yung mga tipong outrageous yung interest rates, yung mga ganon. Okay, sinamahan pa daw siya mag-withdraw. Imagine that. Okay. Tapos, etong sunod po, ayan, sasabihin sa atin, magkano sumatotal? Ang nirereklamo na lang sana ibalik, at least only for this group of 10 people. Ang kanilang daw binayad, mostly through e-transfer and cash, totaled 64,058 Canadian dollars. Okay? O sabi dito, while some victims received a partial refund, the amounts provided were minimal and ranged approximately 10 to 15% of the total funds. At ang pananiniwalaan daw nila ay nagbibigay ng partial refund para lang delaying tactic at maniwala na, oh, meron kaming intensyon na bayaran kayo. Okay? Ay, naku nga naman. O, to. O, meron silang chart kung magkano ang kanilang mga ibinayad. O, binuro ko yung pangalan po ng mga complainants sa kaliwa. Okay? So, it ranges from pinakamababa, 4,800. Ang pinakamalaki ay, ito umabot, 14,000. Ayun. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. May 4 sila na kasama din doon sa investment kuno. Oh, yun yung mas malalaki. 10,000. May 14,000. Oh, diba? Ay, yung pinakamababa pala, may 1,789. And as you can see, yung mode of payment, primarily e-transfer, cash. Ayan, may isang PayPal. Ay. O, diba? Alam mo, ang nasaklap dito, no? Guys, be careful. Whenever you secure somebody's services, as much as possible, have documentation to prove it. I am not sure if meron po yun in this case sa mga kababayan nating na biktima nito. If meron man, I think there was just maybe one early on sa kanilang dealings with them, but that's it. Siguro yung hulog nila sa iba, baka wala po. Nonetheless, I hope these people really proceed with filing a police report, okay, para imbestigahan na mismo ng police. At mas maganda yan na mas marami kayo. Okay? Ay, nako. And also, no, this is a staffing agency, pero dun sa kwento sa akin, para siya nagbibigay ng immigration advice in a way eh. Okay? Kasi ang kanilang pang-engganyo ay, ito ka na lang sa Lamia, huwag ka na mag-apply dyan, huwag ka na mag-extend ng stay mo through that, whatever permit you are considering. Dito ka na lang. That is immigration advice. Okay. Kung tutuusin, pwede rin po magreklamo itong grupo na to doon sa CICC. Yan po yung parang organization looking after regulated consultants. Pero dahil kahit po unauthorized ang isang tao at nagbibigay ng immigration advice at nagpapabayad para dyan, ngayon po, hinahabol na rin ng CICC yung mga yan. Kunyari, kumuha ng abogado itong grupong ito, pwede nga rin sila makahanap ng paraan para masanksyon ang agency na ito ng probinsya ng Ontario. Nangyari po yan eh. Hinabol po nila yung mga unauthorized people giving out immigration advice. Pwede rin po mangyari yan sa inyo. Halimbawa, no, tinan mo, nakita ko na yan dati. This one, look at this report. Fairly recently, meron daw pinatawa ng $66,000 in penalty. Ontario orders an unlicensed consultant to pay 66,000. October 2025 lang po ito. Okay? So, it happens. Alright? If you're saying na hindi naman staffing agency yun ang binabayaran Lamia, depende po yan sa magiging testimony ng mga complainants. If they claim that, hindi, binigyan din ako ng ganito sinabihan ako ng ganito, abiso yun. Advice yun. Okay? Tungkol sa ano ang dapat mong gawin tungkol sa iyong immigration journey. Diba? Anyway, kung umabot man ito sa korte, dyan po yan magkakaalamanan. But for now, guys, no, again, be warned. Be warned. Meron po talagang mga ganitong tao, unfortunately, mga kababayan pa natin. Diba? Anyway, okay, I will end this episode here. See you guys in the next one. Bye!